kid. I feel like the bar is where he'd be, but he's not here. Wait, is this him? I knew it! I'm like, he would totally be in the bar. Yeah, he was kind of hidden under the glass there. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
This ain't a joke, you know.
Well, we found him, but he's drunk off his ass. Was having his article rejected really that much of a shock to his system?
He's just acting like the man he is. Men are pigs, after all. Though, he seems to have forgotten that alcohol is a drink to be consumed, not a drink to be consumed by.
You're one to talk. Don't they sometimes call you bottomless Shara?
Oh, please. Bottomless is much more suitable for a woman like Aina. I, on the other hand, can hold my liquor. No matter how much I may drink, my face and my disposition remain unreddened. So don't you dare group a fun-loving drinker like myself in the same category as this clumsy lush.
Oh, come now. When you get drunk, you lose it completely. And everyone around you gets a heck of a show. Admit it.
It's certainly true that Aina is like a bucket to Shara's sieve, but no matter how you look at it, they're both pretty bottomless.
I'm sensing disrespect, children.
Where am I?
Good, you're awake. Sort of. Drinking so much is not good for your health, you know.
My head. What the? You're that bracer trainee, aren't you? Oh my goddess. What the hell am I doing in Roland? Thought I'd made my way to Bose.
What are you mumbling about, you sponge? You are in Bose. And so are we.
Oh. Well, damn, don't scare me like that. Ooh. And I see you've got a lovely lass with you.
Name's Sherazard Harvey. The pleasure's all yours, I'm sure. I'm the mentor of these two.
Sherazard. Are you the infamous Silver Streak by any chance?
Oh, you humble me, sir. I take it you've heard of me then.
Only rumors, I'm afraid. But yes, I know your name. You're one of the top young bracers, if I'm not mistaken. Which means you three are here to investigate the incident as well, I suppose.
Oh, so you do have some brains left in there after all that booze. I'm impressed.
You find anything out? We saw you by the mayor's house. You seemed pretty troubled.
Damn, they saw that? Yeah! I was looking for clues and couldn't find any.
That's what I figured.
Damned Army's regulations on the spread of information really restrict what I'm able to learn anyway. And if I try to consult General Morgan at the Hawken Gate directly, I'll be held up for inspection for who knows how long. So, I figured I'd at least try to score an interview with the legendary voluptuous mayor. But a maid turned me away outright. And to top it all off, that useless girl kept screwing everything up. Everything! Great Adios, tell me what did I do to deserve this shabby life?
Go, Dorothy.
Well, you did try to do an exclusive on the mayor's chest.
Niall. Niall.
But if you want information that badly, we might share some of ours with you.
Huh?
We're actually investigating the incident on Mayor Maybell's behalf right now. So naturally, we've met with the mayor and General Morgan too, for that matter.
Holy crap. You serious?
Yep, totally.
Score! And the goddess gets a point. Blessed be the bounty of Adios. Please, I beg of you, tell me everything, every last detail.
We'll be glad to. However, aren't you forgetting something, Niall?
Huh?
Information ain't free, you know. We'll scratch your back, but you need to scratch ours first. Get that look off your face. I totally do not mean that literally.
You want Mira or something? My research funds are long exhausted at this point, I'm sorry to say.
We're not interested in your money. We just find it fascinating that you made your way to Bose right after this incident occurred. Seems like you might have heard some interesting things yourself. That being the case...
And here I thought you were a nice kid. Turns out you're just a slimy little leech like me.
That's right.
I'll tell you what I know, but rest assured, it's not big news by any stretch of the imagination.
As long as it's related to the incident, no matter how trivial it may seem, I'll take it. Just don't be stingy. Give it to us straight, okay?
Fine, fine. I'll tell you everything, on my honor as a newsman. I've got 2 clues to share, so if you're taking notes, I suggest you get out your pen and paper.
We're ready whenever you are.
Man, way to go, Joshua. You're on a roll.
Well, if he ever gets tired of being a bracer, we'll know he'll have a bright future in racketeering with those skills.
The first clue is in the form of an eyewitness report from the village of Ravenou to the west. I talked to a villager who just come to Bose for a visit, and she told me something very interesting. Apparently, she knows a kid who saw a huge shadow flying overhead on the night of the incident.
A huge shadow flying overhead?
Yep, airship, I told him. Maybe even that missing one. But the army checked it out and found absolutely nothing.
Oh, you meanie. You raised our hopes only to dash him straight away.
So, you're saying somebody saw something, but it was probably unrelated to anything?
That's what I'm saying. I warned you it wasn't big news. And I went to a lot of trouble to get this sad morsel too, what with that information embargo in place and all.
Well done. Now, let's hear that second clue of yours.
Fine. The other thing I learned is that the military's intelligence division is on the move.
Intelligence Division?
I've heard rumors about them. It's a new royally sanctioned branch of the army in charge of intelligence gathering and dissemination.
That's the one, yeah. Supposedly, they're so elite they can even stand toe-to-toe with the royal bodyguards. The man they put in charge, Colonel Richard, is apparently quite the whiz kid. With him on the case, they say this incident is as good as solved already.
Doesn't seem like your information will be of much use to us in our investigation.
Yeah, well, can't say I didn't warn you. Sorry I couldn't help you much on your end. But a promise is a promise. I scratched, now it's your turn.
Of course, a deal is a deal after all.
The cop was Sky Bandits. A ransom demand to the Royal House and the Airship Corporations? Good goddess, that's exactly what I needed! That's the missing link I've been killing myself to find!
Caught your fancy, did it?
Absolutely! I could definitely write my article now. I can't be wasting my time getting drunk here. I have to find Dorothy, post-haste! See you later, you wonderful people, you!
Wow, his spirits certainly lifted fast.
Well, he was chasing a big story pretty unsuccessfully until we came along. It's only natural. I'm glad we could help him out.
Well, look at you. From Mr. I'll break your kneecaps if you don't talk to Mr. Nice Guy in under a minute.
I'll break your kneecaps if you don't talk.
Talk about a split personality.
Stop thinking weird things about me. I was just negotiating. A little give and take, nothing more.
A bad boy exterior with a good boy inside? Or is it the other way around? Either way, I'm sure the girls love it. But anyway, I guess we've really only dealt with scrupulous people thus far. We're pretty lucky in that regard. Start dealing with weirdos, and that's when you'll need to burst out some really questionable negotiation techniques.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? Anyway, that aside, was anyone else a little bothered when Niall talked about that huge flying shadow thing?
That eyewitness report from Ravenou? I'd say there's a strong chance there was nothing to it if the army already checked it out.
Or the army is in on it and they're full of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like the army is totally infallible. They could have missed something. It wasn't General Morgan himself after all, but one of his men. And some of those guys are pretty thick-headed.
That is true. Probably worth looking into. Certainly can't hurt at any rate.
You two are starting to get the hang of this, I see. I think this is a splendid idea. Let's head to Ravenou then, shall we?
Got it.
Let's go.
Huh?
Oh. Whoa.
Oh,
Oh. Who's this cutie?
Sherazard, is that you? Well, this is an unlikely place to run into the Silver Streak.
Oh, hey there.
Right back at you. I thought you were in the Royal City, but are you here to look into the airliner incident?
No, I'm here on some chump errands.
Champ. Champ. This one is gorgeous, though. You need to stop looking at him like that. Champ.
But speaking of the incident, I hear it was the work of the Sky Bandits. Still, if you're here on the job, then I guess I don't have to worry about it myself. Good luck to you.
Is that all you got to say?
Join us, please.
I'm sure you've heard that Cassius might have been taken hostage, right?
Cassius Bright, taken hostage? Don't make me laugh. That old man's not going to get beamed by the likes of some Sky Bandits. Anybody saying that is severely mistaken.
I'd like to believe that too, but...
I wonder who this guy is.
What is his name? He's cromulent. More
I
than
don't
that.
know, but he seems to fit the mold for a bracer.
By the way, where are those prats you got tagging along with you? They look like a bunch of newbies to me.
That's not really going. No, not yet. It's right now. It's just like a mystery. of where this missing eyeliner. We're looking for the missing eyeliner. The missing airliner.
Well, then I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear that these brats are Cassius's kids.
Yeah, that's a surprise, all right. So these are the old man's kids, huh? Hard to believe it.
Why are you looking at us like that?
This boy with the black hair is one thing, but the girl really looks like an amateur.
What?
Are you sure she's really Cash's daughter?
You want to try saying that again with my staff in your teeth?
She's the bona fide daughter of Cassius Bright, and I have to warn you, her bite is as good as her bark.
Well said, Josh. Leave Estelle alone.
And I'm just his adopted son.
Is that a fact? Oh well, it doesn't really matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Well, take it easy, Scheherazade.
He just ignores her.
And be careful not to let these brats drag you down.
Wow. Wait, what's your name?
Yeah. And make sure not to rush into any trouble yourself, either.
I'll keep those words in mind. Oh, right. Scheherazade, was it you who took care of that monster near the mine?
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't just me. It was us.
I don't think any number of trainees would have made much difference. But anyway, good luck in your search for those sky bandits. Later.
Mystery man, no.
What's with that guy? He really pisses me off.
I see. So that was Heavy Blade Agate, huh?
Agate? How do you know, Josh?
Heavy Blade Agate? What a stupid name.
Fucking Estelle. I don't like it anymore.
Agate Krosner, senior bracer in the Bracer Guild.
There you go.
He works in all regions and isn't affiliated with any specific branch. His massive blade is said to be capable of slicing a monster in two with a single slash. I'll just tell you right now, he is one tough customer.
Whatever. I don't care how tough he is. He's still a rude jerk. Come to think of it, how does he know Dad anyway?
He seems to think highly of Dad's ability, but even so, he didn't seem to like him all that much.
There are a number of things in his past I can't go into, and those things are the reason why he feels that way about your father.
Interesting.
Well, I couldn't care less about someone rude like that. Anyway, let's hurry to Ravenue Village.
All right, let's see what we can find out about the sighting.
So what do you suggest? Should we just go and talk to all the villagers?
People would be suspicious of us if we did that all of a sudden. I think we should talk to the village elder first and see what he has to say about it.
Okay.
I see you're all together. What brings you all up here today? Are you here for a visit?
No, not exactly. We're actually here on business. Although, if it's possible, I'd really like a glass of your fruit wine.
Oh, things in the world never go like you expect, do they? By the way, I never got a chance to ask you until now, but you don't happen to be one of Agate's companions, do you?
Estelle's gonna be like, fuck no.
Well, we're all members of the same guild, but we're not companions exactly. We know him by face, but that's probably about it.
I see. So he's traveling by himself as usual, huh?
The village elder closed his eyes for a moment and took a look as a look of sadness passed over his aged features.
What's wrong, sir?
It's nothing really. Please pardon my expression. Anyway, what brings you to this rural village of ours? Don't tell me that another dangerous monster showed up in the area.
No, actually, we're in the middle of an investigation concerning the missing airliner. We came here because we heard there was a report of some kind of sighting.
Ah, I see. The Royal Army came here and investigated that the other day. However, they searched around the area and ended up leaving empty-handed.
Really? Is that so? Well, what about the person who saw the flying silhouette in the sky?
It was one of the children in the village here, a boy named Louis. He apparently saw some suspicious shadow making its way across the sky on the night of the incident. But he's a kid any way you think about it. So he may have just imagined the whole thing while he was half asleep.
Imagined it, huh?
I guess the best thing we can do then is ask him directly.
You're probably right about that. Thank you for your time, sir.
Don't mention it. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask.
Louis! Yes.
Huh? I haven't seen you guys around here before. Are you merchants? Here to buy fruit?
Actually, no. We're here for a different reason. As a matter of fact, we're bracers.
Bracers? You mean like agate? I don't know. You don't look all that strong to me. Especially because you're a girl.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel? But after seeing my great skill with a staff, do you think you can still call me weak?
Wow! That's amazing! It's like a tornado!
I hope you've learned your lesson that looks can be deceiving. Now, how about another amazing demonstration with my staff?
Estelle, be careful. Wasn't it just yesterday that you hit yourself in the face doing that?
Oh no. Spin!
Anyway, are you Louis by chance?
Yeah? But how do you know my name?
We heard from the village elder. He said you saw some kind of flying shadow. Do you think you could tell us a bit more about what you saw that night?
Sure, if you want. But the soldiers from the army already searched the place and didn't find anything.
That's fine. We're not worried about that. Do you think you could just tell us what you saw? In as much detail as you can remember.
Okay. You see,
Oh shit.
I like watching the stars at night. So I often sneak out of my house at night to come here and look at the stars. And the other night, when I was out here looking up at the stars, I saw two shadows moving across the sky.
Now, hold on a minute here.
Two shadows.
You say you saw two shadows?
Yeah, that's right. And they were different sizes, too. Kind of like a mom leading a kid.
Interesting.
Two shadows, two sizes.
That's consistent with an airliner in the Sky Bandit airship if you think about it.
Yeah, the aircraft we ran across in the woods was definitely smaller than a typical airliner.
And the two shadows just kept on flying north until I couldn't see them anymore.
So north is...
There's a trail that continues behind the village, and it leads to an old septium mine which was abandoned some time ago.
The soldiers from the army supposedly searched the trail, but didn't come up with anything. That's why they said I must have just been dreaming. Then they laughed at me, like I didn't know what I was talking about.
Aww. Aww. The little boy's eyes started to well.
Aw, enough of that. You're a boy, right? And boys don't cry.
Estelle, don't say that.
We're not like those stupid soldiers. We don't think you're telling a lie either. And we're going to prove it.
Really?
Darn straight. You just leave it to us. So, no more crying, okay?
Oh, okay. You're a real nice person.
Aww.
As usual, she's got a knack with the kids.
Yeah, maybe it's a virtue.
Huh? Why are you two looking at me like that?
It's nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. It looks like we've got stuff to do.
Right. Let's hurry and get onto the trail behind the village and see what we can find.
The gate is secured with a heavy chain
This
and
looks
padlock.
like the entrance to an abandoned mine.
It kind of reminds me of Mulga Mine, except for the fact that it's all deserted.
It seems that this place was abandoned quite some time ago. The padlock and chain are rusted. It doesn't look like this gate has been opened recently.
Which means that there's no possibility that the Sky Bandits entered through here. I wonder if that's why the army never investigated the place.
You're probably not gonna find any clues searching around an old mine, that's for sure.
What's wrong, Estelle?
Maybe it's just me, but do you feel any airflow coming out of here?
When you say out of here, do you mean the mine?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. You're right, Estelle. It's rather subtle, but there is air flowing out of here.
Just like I thought, huh?
Sometimes your senses can be surprisingly sharp, you know that? I wonder if you get that from your father.
My dad doesn't have anything to do with it. But forget about that. Aren't you more interested in what's inside this old mine?
There's certainly a possibility that it connects to somewhere. It's probably worth checking out.
Well, in that case, let's bust this lock off.
Hey, don't you even think about doing that. For now, we'd better head back to the village and talk with the
Why?
elder.
Why can't we just bust the padlock, Shara?
He might have the key.
Huh. You're no fun, Shara.
Yeah, I don't want to go all the way back. Shara, please.
So this is where you are, Elder Ryzen.
Oh, it's you young bracers, is it?
Well, this is a rather extravagant grave for a small village like this, isn't it?
It was erected to mourn all those souls we lost 10 years ago. Since the Bose region is nearest to the Empire, it was in the thick of the fray, and this village lost a number of good people in the hostilities.
That's terrible.
There's no need for you to get somber too, though. These days, cleaning this monument is just one of my daily routines. But I guess you wouldn't have come up here if you didn't think there was something I could help you with, right?
Oh, right. There was something we wanted to talk to you about. But before that...
Would you mind if we paid our respects as well?
I know we don't have any flowers to give, but we'd at least like to offer up a prayer.
Oh, I see. No, of course I don't mind. I'm sure all those looking down from above would be overjoyed by the gesture. So you say there might be some clues in that old mine, huh? I know for certain that the soldiers didn't check inside.
After I heard Louis' story, it really got me thinking. We'd like to check the place out just in case. So would you mind lending us the key to the entrance?
The key for that padlock, huh? Give me a minute here. I'm sure I put it in this drawer. All right, here it is. Okay, this should get you inside.
Wow, this key looks ancient. Many thanks, Elder Ryzen.
This will really help a lot.
Don't mention it. We're always indebted to the Bracer Guild for their help. It's only natural that we would try and return the favor.
Thank you. If everyone we dealt with were as cooperative as you, it would make our lives a lot easier.
We'll be sure to let you know if we find anything.
I would appreciate that.
Let's use this key we borrowed from the village elder. Whew! That was one heavy gate.
Let's have a look inside, shall we?
I don't know about sky bandits, but I can definitely sense monsters in here. Everyone stay alert.
Man, it's right in here.
This is the right way! Damn it!
Huh? Isn't that the...
Quiet, Estelle.
It looks like we've hit the jackpot.
Fuck, I should have saved.
Forget about the heavy things and focus on the food provisions and valuables. And hurry it up, will ya? It's only a matter of time before someone finds this place.
Kyle.
What's an airliner doing in a place like this? I guess that kid wasn't seeing things after all.
This looks like an area that used to be used for strip mining.
Jump! Thank you for the fun fact.
It certainly turned out to be a great place to hide something of this size.
XP always good.
Yeah, who would have thought to look here? Look at that. Aren't they loading the airliner cargo into their own ship?
Let's worry about that later. We've got to figure out a way to bag these guys before they get away again.
So, this is our third trip, huh? Man, Don could be a real slave driver sometimes. Oh well, once this is all taken care of, we'll be able to sit back and negotiate a nice, fat ransom.
Hold it right there.
Who in the...
The scorching flames of justice shall never fade away as long as evil thrives in this world.
Estelle, please.
The League of Extraordinary Bracers has arrived.
God, so cringe. Why?
The League of... what?
You bonehead. Why do you always get carried away like that?
What is with you two? Now I look like a big fool saying all that stuff alone.
You're the ones who Joe said had a run-in with back in Roland. Ah, this can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early.
What?
It can't be right? We're not supposed to be here this early? What the heck are you talking about?
In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby under arrest and charged with the hijacking of an airliner and its passengers. I hope for your sakes, you'll come along quietly.
Now hold on just a minute. Are you trying to tell me that only the 3 of you came here to arrest us?
Do you see anybody else, Bandit Boy?
So you're not involved with the others then, huh? Then that simplifies things. Let's get 'em, boys!
What?
Ow! You guys are tougher than I thought.
True, yeah.
It's no wonder Josette got beat by you 3.
Sweet talk won't get you anywhere, buddy. It's time to surrender and let the passengers go.
You really don't know anything, do you? What was it that you called yourselves? League of the Exceptionally Dim or something?
You making fun of my awesome team name? You're dead!
Look out!
What is this?
You've got to be kidding me. Another smokescreen?
It's too bad about the rest of the cargo, but we'll just have to live without it. Later, bracers!
Let's see what they left behind.
Oh, ow, ow, ow! Oh, some of it got in my eyes.
Don't worry, it's not poisonous. It looks like it was a typical smoke canister.
Their ship is already out of sight. This is getting really old. It's not once, but twice now that they've gotten away. If I get demoted for this at the guild, there's not much I can say in my defense.
Oh, Shara, quit acting like it was all your fault.
We're responsible for letting them get away too. If we've got time to kick ourselves over this, then there's gotta be some other constructive things we can do.
Well, you sound like you should be the senior bracer. Well, at least we were able to take back the airliner. So how about we have a look? The passengers may be inside.
Right.
Dad? Oh, there's gonna be nobody in here. Shit.
Wow, it's pretty bare in here. There's not a piece of cargo left.
Evidently, the Sky Bandits managed to make off with it all. At least, judging by the looks of things.
At any rate, we should do a thorough investigation of the place.
I wonder what this is.
It's the orbital engine control panel. It looks like the flow of orbital energy has completely stopped.
Here's a lift car.
It looks like the same type as those at the landing port. The Sky Bandits probably used this to move the cargo.
It looks like this is the captain's seat. If these were any other circumstances, I'd love to sit here.
Don't even think about it.
Here's the steering wheel used to pilot the ship. I wonder where the pilot could have gone. This poor potted plant doesn't look like it's gonna make it. Bunch of plant murderers.
It probably hasn't been watered for days.
It's bright in here. There's a lot of light shining into this place.
Oh, okay.
We checked it over, but it looks like there's nobody inside.
There's a high possibility the passengers were transferred to the Sky Bandits airship, and then to wherever their hideout is.
Agreed. But this sucks. Right when I thought we had some clues, we're back to zero.
Come on, cheer up already. It's not like every clue has completely vanished. Why do you think the Sky Bandits hid the airliner in a place like this?
Huh?
As far as I can tell, the orbital energy in the ship has completely stopped, which means that the orbital engine was stripped from the aircraft. I know this because the orbital energy in an orbment gradually recharges over time. Furthermore, the Sky Bandits made multiple trips to carry off a large amount of cargo. Considering the time and risk involved, don't you think it would have been more effective just to take the entire airliner to their hideout?
Yeah, that does seem a little odd that they didn't. So, why'd they hide the airliner here then? All I can think of is that they did it in order to...
It's true the airliner is rather large and easily seen, and in that sense, it would seem highly likely they would leave it in a different place than their hideout. However, that alone couldn't be considered a decisive reason.
Damn it.
From my guess, I would imagine that their hideout is in a slightly peculiar place.
It was the weird one.
maybe 10 to 15 arj in size.
Rip.
In short, a peculiar place in which only a small aircraft like the Sky Bandit's airship could land.
True.
Interesting.
How about terrain covered with extreme differences in height, like mountains and ravines? That seems like a likely place for the Sky Bandits' hideout.
Yes, that's what I've been thinking too. However, if that's the case, then we may be unable to do anything else. There's the possibility that their hideout may be in a place we can't reach by foot.
That their hideout was in a weird place, like the least likely one, I thought.
Then what can we do?
Well, I hate to say it, but we may have to share our conclusions with the army and ask for their cooperation, because they're the ones with the patrol ships.
No.
What? Now you're trying to tell us that we should go crawling back to the army and ask them for help?
Yeah, the wording was misleading, Chomp.
Either way, we still have to report to them about the airliner. Personally speaking, I think we should cooperate with the army, whatever their attitude may be. Especially if that means bringing the hostages back safe and sound.
I guess you're right. This isn't the time or place to be letting my personal feelings get the best of me.
Maybe we should bring Olivier with us? Maybe?
For the time being, let's head back to the guild and report our findings to Lugrin. We should be able to contact the hacking gate if we use the orbital telephone.
Oh! That's why. Oh no.
What the heck?
Oh no. The army's gonna think it was us! No. Oh no, no. But they're in on it too! Because Kyle said, you're not supposed to be here yet. They're in on it!
Great. Now this was something I did not expect.
I wonder if we should be glad, since they've saved us the trouble of having to contact them.
No, they're gonna say it was us. They're gonna accuse us. The guy hates us already.
We have found a suspicious armed group. Put your hands in the air, all of you.
Put your hands in the air.
What is this world coming to? A woman and 2 kids are the Sky Bandits? Though the girl does look shifty.
They always gotta find a way to insult Estelle.
Hey now, that's just rude. And who are you calling Sky Bandits? Can't you see this shiny emblem on my chest?
Yeah.
The bracer emblem, huh?
There he is. He's gonna talk shit.
I hope you don't think for a moment something like that proves your innocence.
Olivier, where are you?
General Morgan?
Why are you here?
After looking over the reports of my men, I found this place to have been insufficiently investigated.
Oh yeah?
So I came to see for myself.
Very convenient.
Who would have thought the lot of you were conspiring with the Sky Bandits?
Look who's talking! I hate this man.
Might I get you to stop with the accusations, General? We happened to find this place one step ahead of your men.
If that's the truth, then why don't you tell me where the Sky Bandits are? Are the hostages inside that airliner?
We almost had the Sky Bandits, but they managed to escape. And there are no hostages to be found here.
It looks like the truth has come out. Most likely, you notified the Sky Bandits to let them know we were coming.
Wait a minute here. How about you cut with the crap?
My thoughts exactly. All right, men, take them into custody.
Ah! I hate this man. I knew it. I knew we were gonna end up in that jail. Remember I said it last stream? I'm like, we're gonna end up in this fucking prison cell. I just knew it.
The general will be questioning you himself on the morrow.
I bet Olivier is gonna get us out because he's husbando.
If your innocence is proven, then you'll be released in 2 or 3 days.
So for the time being, the cell will give you a place to cool your heels.
You're a wizard.
This is not even funny. Tossing us in a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say?
If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have our names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that may not be possible.
I like this song. I think this is my favorite song in the OST so far that I've heard.
Huh? Why not?
You remember what the Sky Bandit leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said, "This can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early," if I remember correctly.
That's right, Joshua.
Now that you mention it, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you?
I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that...
The Sky Bandits have a mole in the army. Or a collaborator who is leaking information. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, they'll never get caught. Which means we were the only ones that stood a chance of nabbing them.
But now we're stuck in here. I wonder how your father would get around this little setback.
My.
There he is! There he is! Oh, I loved him so much.
Well, don't you all seem to be in a bit of a fix?
Huh? Did you just say something, Joshua?
Joshua wishes he sounded like that.
No, I didn't say anything.
It came from the cell next door.
No! Olivia's in jail too! Bro, what? You were supposed to save us. What are you doing in the cell next door?
It almost sounds familiar.
Oh no.
Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My lustrous voice should be recognizable to anyone.
I recognized it.
Could this unfounded self-confidence...
Olivia cosplay the... Hey, I just got a blonde wig for Link. It might fit with Olivier, I don't know.
And tone of absurd narcissism belong to...
It's you, isn't it, Olivier?
You do remember my dulcet chords.
God, I love him.
To think that we'd meet again in a place like this. It seems that we are bound by destiny.
Why are you here? I thought we took you to Bose.
And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do?
What did you do, man?
Come now, let's not worry about all the little details, shall we?
Hey, you just not gonna tell us?
I have my reasons, which are deeper than the deepest ocean and higher than the highest peak.
You sus. You sus.
I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we'd just get tired while you talked our ears off.
What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing.
Dale.
So there you have it. We don't really care to know.
Why? I would love to know. Y'all suck. If I was there, I'd be like, tell us now.
You talk so much that I'd probably be an old woman by the time you were done. And I'm not ready for wrinkles yet.
Come on now, let's not be like that. I'll fill you in on all the details of the tragic incident which befell me.
Yes.
Didn't you listen, dummy? We don't want to hear about it.
I want to hear about it.
It all began when we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Bose Market and then moved on to the Anterose restaurant. You see, once I had eaten to my heart's content, I began to play the grand piano to then feed my artistic soul.
Olivier.
And upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill.
Oh.
So I was asked to stay and work as the professional pianist for the restaurant.
That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist.
Ha! A musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. Those conditions were, of course, food and wine for free every day instead of Mira.
Ooh. Very nice.
I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Olivier. Yet I'm not sure how that has anything to do with you getting thrown in jail.
Oh, well, this is where the real sob story begins. That night, I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I'd had the chef prepare, but the blood sauce which had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel that normal red wine was not satisfying enough.
The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on. I'm curious in spite of knowing better.
Well, so I borrowed a bottle of wine which seemed good from the cellar. Something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183.
Grand Chardonnay? From the year 1183? That's the legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off in the Royal City!
Oh, no.
Oh, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself.
Auctioned off? How much are we talking about here?
From what I heard, it went for somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 Mira.
Olivier, he's a bad man.
500,000 Mira? For just one bottle?
That's out of this world, and you didn't. Did you, Olivier?
Ha! Such a needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip.
Oh, God.
Its sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils. Its luxurious, mellow taste caressed my throat. And can you believe what else? A rose-tinted vignette of time and space existed within that very bottle.
I don't think I can listen to this any longer.
Yeah, my ears are bleeding from listening to such stupidity.
I'm completely dumbfounded.
The sad thing is that after taking a sip of such excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. And as I was having the chef cook me up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. Since I am not a stingy fellow, I cordially invited him to join me for a drink.
This can't be real.
But for some odd reason, he got rather upset. In fact, he got so steaming mad that his face looked like a ripe tomato.
For some odd reason.
And before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another and... I can't say another word about this tragedy of being dragged all the way here without coming to tears. So, let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma.
I love him so much. Let's just all weep together. As you sympathize with my dilemma. I love this man. I love him. Oh my god.
Idiot.
Pardon? But
Pardon?
do my ears deceive me? I could have sworn I heard a... And even assuredly misheard idiot coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting.
Oh.
You see, several further trials awaited me after I was brought here. Hello? Are you listening?
Hello? Give him sympathy. I sympathize with you, Olivier. I sympathize.
Hey, you three, get up.
Riku sleeper.
I'm tired.
What's wrong?
What? Are you trying to tell us we're being interrogated this early in the morning? That's a little early even for me.
No, it's just the opposite. You're being released.
Oh.
Huh?
The mayor, I bet. The mayor?
Why all of a sudden?
Is there a reason for this?
Yes, I like to consider myself that reason.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Maybell?
Well, what an unusual place to be meeting you.
I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you, but don't worry, your names have been cleared.
I don't completely agree with everything.
Shut up. Shut up.
This is a request coming from Maybell herself. You'd better remember to thank
You
her.
knew we were working for her, you bitch.
So, you mean Mayor Maybell stood up on our behalf?
No, that's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan.
Our situation?
Yes. I have one question for the both of you. Are you really the children of Cassius Bright?
Yes, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son, Joshua.
I see. Now that you mention it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena.
You knew my mother?
Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. Why, in fact, we even met once when you were just a baby.
Now, wait just a minute. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad's? I knew he was in the military before, but...
I don't know Cassius Bright the Bracer. The only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist.
Strategist? Dad?
I just can't imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. It makes me angry just thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me.
Dude.
What's
You got some
wrong with
anger
him?
issues.
It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring.
I didn't know that. Somehow it feels hard to believe.
However, if that's the case, the general's hatred for bracers may stem from Cassius leaving the army, from the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men.
I get the same impression.
So what you're saying is, our lives are such a pain because of Dad? That dirty, rotten scoundrel!
How about we return to Bose now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there are a number of things I'd like to discuss with you.
Oh, sure.
Is something the matter?
I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something.
Who's gonna get out Olivier?
You mention it.
What could it be?
Really?
Oh, how callous people can be at times. How could you forget about a companion who spent the night with you in a cold, hard cell? How lamentable. How pitiful. Fine, be that way. I shall wither away, friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory.
Is he still here?
Yeah, I completely forgot about him.
I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you.
Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of Grand Chardonnay without a second thought?
Oh no. That's the one.
Indeed, that is I. Yet, my fair lass, I would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. For you see, I perceived it as an advanced payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render.
You're quite the interesting character. All right, I'll see what I can do to bargain with the general for your release.
Yay!
Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself?
I think that might be asking a bit much.
If the restaurant takes this to trial, there's going to at least be a lawsuit.
Well, there's no need to worry about that. You see, the owner of the restaurant is me.
Mabel?
Huh?
And that Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on.
Oh no.
That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter.
Aw, she's so sweet.
I can't believe you were released.
It's like a stroke of bad luck.
Please, don't lay on the compliment so thick.
I want an Olivier in my life. I love him.
However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mira. Shall I play the piano in the restaurant per our contract to remedy that?
I think I'm going to have to pass on that.
She's just like, just get out of here.
After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there.
I, for one, don't believe he'd mind a bit.
Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin.
Yeah, no, please.
Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us.
But I don't think I can just let things go like this. Let's see. It seems like you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine?
By joining us?
Huh?
Well, that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these bracers in their work?
Yes! Thank you, Mabel.
Could you ever? So it's settled. Let our new working relationship bloom like a magnolia at the height of spring.
Hold on a sec. What did we do to deserve this?
Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you around is honestly going to be a pain.
Shara, he has more AoE attacks than you. Please, chill.
Are you confident that you won't be a drag on our work or our sanity?
Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic. But of course, I'd be distressed if you tried to list my music genius in the same group.
That's the kind of line that gets me really worried.
But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we can't count on the army to help us out, I have the feeling that we'll be short on manpower.
Well, all right then. We'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth your weight, you're dumped from the party. Are you going to be okay with that?
Of course I don't mind.
Oh.
I'd never let you down, so please be reassured.
Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyways. So I know you won't let me down.
I'm glad things are settled between you all. Truth be told.
Tell us?
Actually, the town did seem pretty noisy as we were headed here. What happened?
Truth be told, last night there was a large-scale burglary in Bose's South Block. The weapon shop and Orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private residences.
What?
So, was this the work of the Sky Bandits?
It's unknown at this time, but it seems highly probable. A unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation.
I see. I guess we better do an investigation of our own then.
Yes, I'd like to formally request that you do just that. I'll send a payment over to the guild for the work you've done so far. Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses.
Hot, hot, hot!
I have a feeling that the army is going to get in our way again. But I guess when that happens, it happens.
Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across. Because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'll just leak it to the Sky Bandits.
Though I'm reluctant to say it. I also think it's best to keep quiet about our findings. Anyway, let's act with prudence.
Alrighty, my bosom companions. Shall we head to the South Block?
Look, buddy, who made you king of the show?
Yay! This one turned out really cute.
Dorothy!
Niall, is this how you wanted this one?
Yeah, sure. Something like that. However, we really got screwed, you know that?
Good afternoon. Are you working on another story?
Yeah, you wild.
Looks like you two are on the trail of a scoop again.
Hey, it's you kids.
Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see that they let you out of the clinker.
Yeah, I heard all about you kids getting arrested by the army up at the old mine. You certainly had me worried.
Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village.
Hey now, what kind of face is that? Don't tell me you blame us.
Did you go and check out the abandoned mine yourselves?
Yeah, we did yesterday, but it was after you had already been hauled off.
We could have had a really great shot of your arrest had we been there. It really guts me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot.
I swear, you people in the news business.
But anyway, I was wondering if you thought this looked like the handiwork of the Sky Bandits.
Sure looks that way to me. Seems that the army's sniffing around for clues too. But to be honest, it looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore.
I see. That does make things a bit more difficult.
Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask you this then? Do you know from whence the Sky Bandits entered town?
According to witness statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate.
Well, that's awfully strange. The mayor's residence and Bo's market are right through the west gate, and it seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative.
When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. But if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway?
Ha! I'm glad you asked. I'm Olivier Lenheim, a wandering bard and gifted musician. I'm sure you've heard rumors about me, right?
Oh no.
All right! You're the guy who drank wine without paying at the classy restaurant.
That's the one.
It takes guts to stiff such a big bill. It's an honor to meet you, sir.
I love Dorothy.
You're making me blush.
I love the smoke.
I'm ready for my interview at any time, so please don't hesitate to ask.
Wow! Really?
I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap.
These two are very much alike.
I'm not even gonna ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you.
That would be for the best.
Hey, you there!
Ah! Why are you yelling at me?
What? Is something wrong?
I thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, at the end of the day, you are all still civilians.
Hey, wait a minute.
We cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Your advice seems rather more like a threat.
I'm just saying you need to know your place.
Okay.
But if you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out of here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then I'm going to give you a personal invitation to jail.
Dude, I can murder you right now.
Forget about it, Estelle. There's no use arguing with these gentlemen.
For an ass in lion's skin, you sure know how to throw your weight around, Mrs. Soldier.
Olivier, I love you. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. You will not get $200. Murdering an officer, I'm sure it'll work out. I have the mayor backing me up.
What did you just say? May I ask what's going on here?
Uh-oh. Who are you?
Colonel!
Colonel?
For a soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens?
That is an outright embarrassment to us all. But these are just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild. Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what is going on here?
The army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies?
But as far as the general is concerned...
Ah, yes. That side of the general really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out.
Bye.
But sir...
Your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation has been conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the general later. Is there anything else you wish me to address?
No, sir. All right, men, pack it up. We're returning to the Hawken Gate.
It looks like that's that. It seems that some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please, allow me to apologize.
I appreciate the gesture, but we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well, so how about we let bygones be bygones?
That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organizations working together grants us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I'm looking forward to any progress you make with this recent series of events.
Thank you. We'll do what we can.
He seems like a decent guy.
Yeah, I wonder who he is.
Colonel, it's almost the appointed time.
Oh, already? Excuse me, but it appears I must take my leave. Oh, but before I do, it looks like I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. If there's anything I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me.
But it's also cool, though.
Colonel Richard? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before.
Niall was the one who mentioned his name earlier. He said something about him being a sharp young officer who leads the Royal Army's intelligence division.
Oh, right. Wow, for someone in the military, he sure knows how to listen to others.
Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard on the eyes either. He seems like he's more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army.
Hey, you guys!
Agate? Oh, it's Niall.
Who was that you were just talking to in the black uniform? I could swear I've seen him somewhere before.
Are you trying to tell me that you didn't recognize him at all? That was Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know, the guy you mentioned earlier.
What? You're not pulling my leg, are you?
As fun as that would be. Nope.
He said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is.
To think that the legend himself would show up here. We can't wait around like this any longer, Dorothy. Let's see if we can catch up to him.
Aye, aye, sir. Although I'm not really sure why we're chasing after anyone.
Did you see his eyes light up? I wonder if he's going to do an interview or something.
Anyone else in the army would brush him off, but I'm sure the colonel will oblige him.
What's the matter with you, Olivier? You look serious. And I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you.
I was just thinking about the Colonel. I'll be the first to admit that he's quite the specimen of a man. But
what?
I can say with confidence that he doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies.
That's what he was thinking about. I mean, it's true, Olivier. You are definitely 10 notches above Richard. It's true.
But I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival.
You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua?
I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
Alright, let's see here. Now that the soldiers are gone, how about we resume our own investigation?
Yeah.
Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't talk to earlier.
Good idea.
Oh, dear me.
Weren't you the bracers who came to ask questions not that long ago?
Oh, right. We did come before.
I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So, what you came to ask about is what happened last night, right?
Yes, that's right. Is this a good time for you?
Yeah, this is as good a time as any. It was the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Orbital factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right then and there. Although it turned out the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north.
I see. So, it was the Sky Bandits, huh?
So, what you're saying then is that this house didn't incur a loss of any kind?
Yeah, thanks to the mercy of the goddess.
Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late mean that he went to the bar?
Huh, if it was only that, that would be forgivable. In addition to being a no-good drinker, he's obsessed with this.
Hmm?
Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right?
I see now.
That's right. He loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back.
So what you're saying is he doesn't know anything about the incident?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's gonna get what for, let me tell you.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I had nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests?
You senile old man.
My goodness, woman. What kind of fiery tempest has gotten into you? Don't you know it's rude to act like that in front of guests?
If anyone's being rude, that would be you.
Word.
I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can just take off and do what he likes at a time like this.
Huh? What do you mean by a time like this?
Maybe I should explain.
Burglaries by Sky Bandits. You don't say. Now that is terrible. But to think that they hightailed it out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. Guess they got to experience the social effect firsthand.
Oh god.
What did you just say?
Let's all calm down now, shall we?
But to think that these Sky Bandits came in the night like they did, and then just disappeared like that. I wonder if it has anything to do with that thing he was talking about the other day.
He? What do you mean?
Oh, right. You don't know him. He's my fishing buddy. He's staying at the inn down the lake shore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night.
A strange bunch?
Now this sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you've heard?
Sure, I don't mind. But I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by the way of the inn's front door and then out onto the road. However, when he asked around at the inn in the morning, it turned out that no one like that had stayed there the night before.
Yeah, that is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglary at the inn?
No, nothing of the sort at all, in fact. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I'd recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot.
Though there aren't any definitive clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits.
I concur. I especially like the one that described all the delicious food at the inn.
Although, I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on there, then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating.
Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the Sky Bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high.
Oh, Well, I guess that's one way to think about it.
And in light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army, or the Sky Bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements.
I see. So what you're saying is that we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one.
Then how about we get going? Off to the beautiful Valeria Lake, extolled in many a rhyme as the Pearl of the Burl.
So this is the north shore of Valeria Lake, huh? It certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here.
The inn doesn't look too shabby either.
I stayed here once before when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice. Pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this.
Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip.
You mean it's not? I at least intended to toss my cares to the wind for a while, taking catnaps in a rocking boat by day and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven, this is what a vacation is all about.
This isn't a vacation.
Come on, everyone, I was just joking. We can enjoy vacation anytime. But now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Olivier Lenheim, know enough to get my priorities straight.
I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not.
Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man staying here that loves fishing.
The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right?
Oh,
Welcome
shit.
to the Kingfisher Inn. Are you all here to stay?
Oh shit, this is what I was supposed to talk to.
Let's see. Yes and no. How should I put it?
We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves to fish?
Well, pretty much everybody who stays here loves to fish.
We heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. Do you have a clue who that might be?
Oh, are you talking about Old Man Kuwano? If you're talking about his fishing buddy, then I think you must mean Lloyd.
Lloyd?
I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems as though he's a member of the Fisherman's Guild there.
He sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying he's that old man fishing out back?
Uh-huh, it was that guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You might be able to get his attention if you call his name out really loud.
Excuse me, are you the man named Lloyd who's from Royal City?
Wow, he's really focused. He's tuned everything out of his mind but fishing.
It looks like this is where my skills come into play.
What are you...
Just sit back and enjoy.
Olivier! What is he doing? He leaned over and with a smile that left all kinds of things up to interpretation, blew into the man's ear. I love it.
Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. What in the...
Oh! Oh my goodness! Wow, oh my.
Who are you kids? And where did you come from?
That was a dirty trick to play on him, Olivier.
Yeah, that was pretty low.
How do you do this evening, good sir? We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task.
You're Lloyd, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. But how did you know my name?
We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us?
I see. So, you heard from Mr. Kuwano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago.
I knew it! Could we get you to fill us in a little more on the details?
Before that, are you all bracers or something? Is this somehow related to some sort of crime?
We can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn, dead tired after a day of battling it out with this lake's guardian. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds.
Now hold on a minute. What do you mean by this lake's guardian?
I'm glad you asked. The Guardian is a giant salmon that swims the murky depths of Valeria Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fishing lovers for over a decade.
Crap. I shouldn't have asked.
It looks like you've thrown a log onto the maniac's fire.
Is it really that huge of a fish, like you say?
You bet your last mirror it is. And I've been chasing the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valeria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it had appeared in these parts, so I came a-running from the Royal City.
Ha! Now that is what I call passion. I can completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, a bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such.
In your case, steal it is more accurate.
How about we get back to our story? So, Lloyd, what happened when you came back from fishing that night?
Oh, right. I had returned the boat and was on my way into the inn when I saw an odd couple head out onto the road from the grounds behind the building.
Onto the road? In the middle of the night?
Yep, no doubt about it. They headed out onto the new Ansel path. At first I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city, heading back home. But it was way too late for something like that. And when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. Thought maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something then.
Ghosts? There are ghosts that come out here?
Just so you know, the two I saw were a young couple. They might have been two lost souls who committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around them.
Oh, don't tell me anymore.
Oh, brother. A bracer that's afraid of ghosts. The guild is doomed.
Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories and other bizarre stuff.
Now, isn't your being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless.
Olivier, why?
Like a little kitten shivering in the cold.
Awesome indeed.
You better watch out, because this little kitten bites.
Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be one with a purpose and reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing.
What do you mean by that?
I only saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure, but it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform.
Interesting.
A school uniform? It couldn't be.
It wasn't one from the Janus Royal Academy, was it?
Wow, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha. My niece goes there as well, and it looked exactly the same as the one she wears.
I see. This whole event just got a lot more interesting.
It's her! I know it's that blind tomboy for sure. We're finally onto her trail.
What, so she's an acquaintance of yours? Then while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything they'll regret later on. If my mind isn't failing me, I could have sworn they said something about coming again tonight.
Is that true?
Yep, we'll meet back here in 2 days, is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it.
Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information. Just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are.
Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now. Now that that's off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and fishing again. Well, there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work.
Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut.
He mentioned something about a fisherman's guild too. I wonder what kind of group that is.
So, how is this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is.
Well, in a nutshell...
I see. That seems to be the person in question, all right. Which means that tonight is the night, huh?
Yeah, it looks like we should probably get a room just in case. We're going to be in for a late night tonight.
All right, let's go ask the receptionist about a room.
Will you be staying here with us?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Hold on, if there's I don't want to head back to...
Get
All
a
right,
room.
then. Please come with me.
Oops, sorry.
This is where you'll be staying. I will leave you here, so please relax until dinner is served.
This is quite a nice room. It has a certain atmosphere that you just don't find back in the city.
Yeah, it's great, huh? It wasn't that expensive either.
What to do now? How about we relax until it gets dark?
What a nice idea.
I'd be more than happy to do just that, but is it really okay to take it easy?
Yes, Estelle. Jesus.
Rest when you can. That's part of a bracer's job too. This is our free time, so let's enjoy a meal, take a stroll, or something else.
Wow, what a picturesque view. The entire lake looks like it's glowing.
Too bad we can't see the royal city on the opposite shore because of the haze. But from here, it's easy to tell that this is the biggest lake in the kingdom.
This lake is like a fisher's dream come true. Oh, I bet it'd be a blast to throw a line in those waters.
Then how about it? It might be a nice change of pace for you.
Yeah, maybe I will. What are you gonna do, Joshua?
Me? Let's see. There's a book I've been meaning to read, so maybe I'll just sit in that chair and relax.
How old are you again? Only geezers talk about sitting back and relaxing. Young boys are supposed to get out and move their bodies.
I'll leave that part to you.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with relax.
Sometimes you can be such a drag. Oh well, I should hurry up and decide on a fishing spot. Somewhere around that pier looks like it might be a lucky spot for bites. Yes, this looks good. Definitely the best spot. Now let's see about casting a few lines. Crap, I don't have a fishing pole.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody at the inn has a spare I can borrow. Do you have a fishing pole I can borrow?
Yes, of course we do. They're right over here, and they're free to use for anyone lodging here.
Wow, really? Score! This is a pretty nice rod to be loaning out to everyone. All right then, I'll put it to good use.
Please enjoy yourself.
Oh, hobbyist, off to fish 10 times, yes. Oh no,
Man,
time's
it's
up.
already starting to get dark. I guess I ended up with a pretty good catch after all. Check this out, Joshua. Look what I caught. Huh?
Oh, he's gone.
Joshua?
Thank you, Chomp.
What's this?
I wonder if the rainbow was the best thing to get there. 100 Days War seems to have been left on the table.
I wonder if Joshua just forgot this. For being so sharp, he sure can miss things sometimes. I guess I'll just have to take it to him myself. Then again, I wonder where he could have taken off to.
There he is.
Hey there, laddie.
Laddie?
What are you doing whittling away the evening in a place like this?
Not much. How about yourself? Are you done fishing or are you heading back into battle?
No, I've already had my fill. Sure has been a while since I did, though. Oh, that reminds me. You said you were going to read, but you ended up leaving your book on the table. You should be more careful with your stuff.
Oh, that. I actually finished reading it. My eyes were starting to feel a bit tired, so I thought I'd take a walk for a change.
Liar.
What?
You're hiding your feelings again, aren't you? I can tell that's what you're doing. And besides, that's not really fair. You always find a way to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. And while I may not be as reliable as Dad, I can still give you a shoulder to lean on.
Sorry.
It's times like these when you should say thank you and not apologize. You may be smart, Joshua, but sometimes you don't seem to know what's most important.
You're probably right. Thanks, Estelle.
Very good. Now that wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, right. And in return, how about you play me a song on your harmonica?
As you wish. Is the Whereabouts of Light good for you?
Yep, that's the one I wanted to hear.
Yeah, Teddy, the thumbnails are pretty spoily. It's the only thing. That's the only unfortunate thing about sharing.
I wonder why it is that when I hear the sound of your harmonica in the evening light like this, it makes me want to cry.
So you're still not going to ask? About my past, I mean.
We promised, remember? You were going to tell me when you felt like it, and I wasn't going to ask, right?
Aww. Estelle's such a sweetie.
And considering that 5 years have passed, it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore.
Yeah, it has been 5 years, hasn't it? How can you just live with me for that long and not have a million questions? That day, your father came home with this beat-up kid. Some random stranger who never says a word about his past. Why'd you take him in like that?
Well, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. Besides, you're family now, Joshua. And like I said before, I know you pretty well. You love books, you're a weapons geek, and you've got a serious knack for just about anything that comes your way. You're kind and fair, but you also got a way of not letting others inside by using politeness like a shield.
Now wait a minute.
And you're caring and lonely. Of course, I don't know everything about your past. If you want to make comparisons, I don't know a whole lot about Dad's past either. But it doesn't mean that he and I aren't family, right? Being a family for us has more to do with me knowing his personality, his habits, the food he likes, you know, the kinds of things that only I would know firsthand. And you're no different, Joshua.
You make it nearly impossible to argue with you. You know that? It's been like that since the first time we met. And you gave me that flying kick to the gut as I was lying in bed. Wounded, I might add.
Did I really do that?
Yeah, injured and all. More than once.
I'm sure it was just a bit of childish play. Blame Dad for my lack of social graces.
Yeah, sure. Nice excuse. But anyway, Estelle.
What?
Let's make sure we solve this whole airliner mystery. I don't know if Dad's been captured or anything, but let's resolve this with our own hands.
Sure. That's exactly what I intend to do.
How about we head back to the inn? I'm sure supper is ready by now.
Great idea. I'm starving. We need to eat our fill so we can be ready for tonight.
Help a fellow out. I'm begging you. I can't take another drink.
Wow. I think I've just reconsidered my opinion of you, Olivier.
It's pretty rare for anyone to still be conscious after a night of wine with Shara.
Well, didn't the two of you come at a good time?
Oh my.
How about having a drink together? You're both good for that, right?
We're going to eat dinner now, so the answer is no.
Sound friend, yeah.
Come on, you two. When I say let's drink, we drink.
Oh?
You're going to make me very angry if you don't sit down for a glass with me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, great. She's already reached stage 2, rage mode.
Don't worry, Shara. Olivier said he's good for another couple rounds.
Oh no.
How about having him keep you company?
What? So you can still drink more, can you?
Joshua, how could you just give me to her like that? I can't.
Don't you feel sorry for that poor guy?
I don't know. Should I?
You're like a little demon. And cute at the same time, too. At least the fish are polite here.
I guess he'll be just fine.
How about we sit at the counter? I'd hate to bother the two of them.
Right. Good idea.
Please, Shara, I'm pleading with you here. You and the fish, don't pour me another glass.
Oh. Oh man, he's not gonna make it. Hi, Arachna. Calm down, Lydia. Oh no, he's passed out. Oh no.
Oh, he's totally plastered. It looks like even a guy who takes his sweet time for everything couldn't stand up to a drunken Shara.
Oh wow, what a night of drinking. I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to enjoy myself like this for a while.
And you're not even red in the face either from all that alcohol. Are you sure you haven't had some special kind of training, Shara?
It could have been all the bizarre liquors I drank while I was in the troop. You know, like the ones with scorpions and asps in them. I might have built up my resistance that way, but who knows?
Somehow, I don't think that's the case.
By the way, what do you plan on doing with him? He's pretty much useless as he is.
Let's just let him sleep. He looks so peaceful now, and we wouldn't want to disturb him. There's a very high possibility that we'll have a direct encounter with the Sky Bandits tonight.
Oh, and we're not gonna have Olivier with us?
And getting a civilian wrapped up in the middle of it all wouldn't be a good idea.
Don't tell me you...
She did it on purpose. Bro, we need Olivier!
You got Olivier drunk, so he wouldn't be able to come along, didn't you?
Well, of course I did. And he'll thank me in the long run, too. After his raging hangover, anyway.
And so that whole time...
You were just toying with him, weren't you?
Let's see. It's getting late. Let's hurry and begin our stakeout around the inn.
Don't skirt around the issue, Shara.
Quiet, you. For the time being, we're going to circle up to the far pier.
Understood.
All right then, let's go. I don't see anyone. I don't know what kind of business those siblings could have here, but do you think they'll really show up?
There's no guarantee, of course, but if Lloyd's information has any truth to it, my best guess is that they'll be here.
However, if we move around too much, there's the possibility we'll be seen and they'll take off. Since the Sky Bandits are supposed to come from the road, it might be a good idea to watch the area.
Right. So where should we watch from?
We need a place where we can see the road without being noticed ourselves. A place like that would be ideal.
Yep.
Hey, what's that?
There they are.
Wow.
Josette.
Looks like we're a little early, huh?
Yeah, it seems that way. You know, if this were the middle of the day, we could have gotten ourselves a bite to eat on the way.
Quit talking nonsense. We're outlaws, remember? Now, let's hurry up and get moving.
Ah, wait for me, Kyle.
I should have known it'd be them.
It looks like they're headed for the far pier. I wonder what they intend to do.
Shall we take a look and find out? Let's try to get as close as we can without being noticed.
I should have figured they wouldn't be here yet. They always come exactly on time.
I really hate those guys. They act like they're so superior. And to be honest, they're kind of scary.
No doubt about that. They are quite the clandestine bunch, but there's not much we can do about it. This is an order from Dawn.
This seems to be a good place.
Yeah, we can hear every word they're saying, too.
Hey, Kyle, don't you think Don's been acting a bit strange recently? It's just not like him if you ask me. You know, the whole hijacking of airliners thing. While I admit it was lucrative, now we've got the army clamping down on us full scale. Not to mention those annoying bracers are now involved. And he's gone and taken hostages and demanded a ransom in return. No matter how I think about it, it seems like Dawn has gone way overboard this time.
In the end, you'll always be just a girl. Deep down, you're just not cut out to run with the bad crowd.
Excuse me?
Okay, maybe not the best wording, but I meant it as a compliment. If things are getting too tough for you, you're always welcome to try salvaging a life back home. It shouldn't be too hard to get by as long as you don't set your sights too high. Although admittedly, it is a bit colder than liberal.
Do you think you could just treat me like a kid and I'm not going to get angry? I'd like to see you get by without me. What with your crap cooking and all. Not to mention the laundry. Do you really want to go back to burnt toast and turning your underwear inside out?
Okay. I see your point. And I really am sick of toast, burnt or otherwise. But anyway, think about what I said before it gets too late to back out. Now getting back to what you said earlier, I do have to agree that Don's been acting pretty weird. Does he expect us to just keep fishing for ransom? We should take what we can get, and I'd like to believe that Don is smart enough to see that.
Don't you think he started acting strange about the time that guy showed up? That's the only thing I can think of as to why he started acting like this.
Yeah, he was the one who introduced us to those other guys too. He might have even gotten Don to buy into his ideas.
Who is that guy and he?
That's certainly a good question.
Huh? What's that over there?
What's what?
It looks like whoever it was they were waiting for finally showed up.
It looks like you made it. On time as usual, huh?
You could have come a little early for a change. Or even late. Definitely not my type, that's for sure.
Say what you will, but we're trained to be punctual. Now, if that displeases you, then let me offer my sincerest apology.
Relax, I was just being sarcastic. Now I know you guys are definitely not the type I want to be around.
Enough already! We don't have time for that! Now, how about we get down to business? Have there been any other developments since last time?
Yes, in fact, Her Majesty has finally made a move. She intends to contribute to the ransom from her own assets.
Seriously? We're going to get paid out of the Queen's own pocket? I guess we're pretty close to getting the money then, right?
How about the Royal Army? Is there any indication that they figured out where our hideout is?
Not yet, but it's only a matter of time until they do. We've received reports that members from the Bracer Guild are on the move as well. At any rate, on the morning of the payoff, you'll need to leave your hideout behind.
Yeah, no problem there. We just happened to run into the temporary shelter by chance. Don shouldn't have any regrets about it either.
There are way too many suspicious types involved in this. What do you want to do, Shara? Should we just storm in, shoot them all, and let Adios sort them out?
I've got a much better idea.
A better idea?
These two siblings appearing here means that the Sky Bandit's airship is parked somewhere nearby. There's not much we could do if they got away again. So how about we try taking that out first?
I see. Take away their means of escape, right? I'm down for that. How about you, Joshua? Joshua?
Oh, right. Take out the airship first, right? Yeah, I think it's a good idea too.
What's wrong? Your face looks really tense all of a sudden.
It's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure it's just my mind playing tricks on me.
Eh?
We don't have much time. We've got to get out into the road and start looking for that airship before they finish their meeting.
Party took to the road and searched for the location of the airship. And... oh my.
So they're parked in front of the Ambrel Tower, huh? This is definitely the perfect place to land since it's off the main road.
Isn't the Amberl Tower supposed to be just like Esmela's tower?
Yes, it's one of the ancient ruins referred to as a tetracyclic tower. So what do you want to do, Shara? Should we subdue them?
That's one way to go about things, but there's more than double their number since the last time we encountered them.
Don't worry. Even with twice as many guys, they're no match for us.
Yeah, we could have used a fourth person.
So how about we take them all on at once?
I don't know if that's the best way to go about things.
Thank you, Olivier.
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
Oh, Olive?
Keep it down, or they're going to hear you.
Well, isn't this a surprise? I can't believe you're standing here after the state you were in before. Your tolerance is impressive.
Who do you think you're talking to? Rather than miss a minute of your fair company, I dutifully puked my guts up and dumped a bucket of cold water over my head. Voila! I was good to go.
I don't know about that. I think I hear your liver screaming somewhere in there.
That's some serious tenacity.
come on. I couldn't let you enjoy all the fun yourselves, right? I had just come out of the inn when I saw you guys hit the road, so I came running up behind to catch up with you.
I guess I went a little too easy on you. Maybe I should have had you down all that brandy at once.
You'd have put me to sleep for good if you'd done that, Shara. But anyway, fighting the Sky Bandits here would lack finesse, don't you think?
I don't think that's the issue here.
No, I'm serious. Even if you subdue them all and manage to arrest the two siblings, there's still a chance they won't tell you where their hideout is, and they might even use the hostages as leverage to demand their release.
Well, there's a risk involved with whatever course of action we take. Or, do you have a good plan on how we can avoid taking such a risk?
Ha! Boy, do I ever. Listen up, everyone.
Okay. But if you blow in my ear, I'm seriously gonna punch your lights out.
Yeah, it is, Ollie. I love it.
Kyle! Gisette!
It's good to see you made it back. I didn't think you'd be gone so long.
So, talk took longer than expected, huh?
Yeah, but we're nearing an end with our negotiations. We also managed to get a great deal of information about what's going on with the Royal Army.
So, what you're saying is...
Yep. We'll be getting the ransom money within a few days. We'll finally be one step closer to making our dream a reality.
We did it!
Sweet!
Cool it down, guys. It's a little too early to be getting excited yet. For the moment, we need to get back to the hideout and report to Dawn.
All right, everyone. Pack up and let's get out of here.
Roger that!
We're in season 4, part 1, Ollie.
The temperature outside is 69.8 degrees with 15% humidity. There is a south-southwest wind blowing at a speed of 12 arch. There are no orbital reactions in the surrounding area.
Looks like the army isn't patrolling here. Activate the orbital engine and begin transmitting orbital energy to each section of the airship.
Aye, sir. Orbital engine activated. Transmission of orbital energy to all sections underway.
Orbital floater started. Orbital driver started. Stabilizers all green.
All right. Lift off!
Aye, sir.
Nice, Ollie.
Set the drive rate to 40% and maintain cruising speed. However, make sure that we can switch to battle speed at any time.
Aye, sir.
It looks like we'll make it back before morning.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm ready for some serious shut-eye myself. But I've got to report to Dawn first.
Huh? Did you just hear something? No, I didn't hear anything. That's odd. I could have sworn it came from below deck. Maybe it's just a mouse or something. I'll have to clean out the place when I find some free time.
Aha.
Boy, am I tired. Ever since we came here, my night and day have been completely reversed. We've just gotta tough things out for a little longer, and then we could say goodbye to this horrible life. With Dawn as our leader, we can't go wrong. But don't you think Dawn's been acting a little strange lately? I mean, he's kind of scary to talk to these days. How about you knock that crap off? If Kyle or Gisette heard you talking like that, they'd beat you upside the head. It's just that. I'm sure you're just tired from lack of sleep. Let's hurry up and finish up here and get some rest.
You're welcome to take a rest now, if you'd like.
You're those.
You're too late.
Whew. It looks like we were able to get in here without any trouble.
I'm amazed that this little plan actually worked. I guess we all have you to thank this time.
But seriously, I was getting pretty nervous. I wasn't sure what we were going to do if we got caught stowing away.
Well, even if we were discovered, we just have to take control of the airship, and we would have had an advantage fighting against this lot in those tight quarters. Superior numbers mean nothing without space to maneuver in. Olivier, so you thought that far ahead, taking all of these factors into account, huh?
Not in a million years. Are you kidding? I simply thought it would be fun to infiltrate an enemy base.
I think we would have been better off if you said nothing at all.
Give the poor guy a break. At least we were able to get in here without incident. Anyway, this looks like somewhere in the Nebel Valley.
The Nebel Valley? Like the one on the border of Bose and Roland? Well, that explains why it's so misty outside.
And this is definitely terrain covered with extreme differences in height which prevent the landing of any large aircraft. It looks like your guess was right, Shara.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to help us much in getting in here. But anyhow, we don't have time to be hanging around here. We'll need to subdue the Sky Bandits and ensure the safety of the hostages being held captive. And of course, your father, Cassius too.
Right.
Understood. It sounds like some of the grunts. Shall we rush the room?
Sure. Hi, bitches.
Huh? Oh, you guys new around here?
Like, in your freaking dreams? Are these guys for real?
But if you're not new here, then who are you?
What? Are you supposed to be intruders?
Bingo!
We're with the Bracer Guild. I think it would be best if you surrendered.
Forget that! We won't give up without a fight!
All right. Now, where are the hostages? If you don't start talking, there are gonna be some serious consequences involving a whip.
Do what you want with us. We're not going to talk.
Oh, is that so? Let me handle this, Estelle.
Sure. Can't say I didn't warn you guys.
Honestly, I'm being quite gentle with you. Don't think for a second that you're allowed to pass out yet. But if you start talking, maybe I'll be kind enough to let you.
Yikes! They're down below! Some of our crew are guarding them!
Very good. Now, where are your leaders? Kyle and Josette, right?
Forget it, lady! Do your worst! No one will tell you where they are!
So the hostages are one thing, but you're not going to sell out your bosses, huh? I guess there's only one thing left to do. Oof.
Holy
Damn.
Stragus. Shara's as unforgiving as ever.
This? No, I've been far more unforgiving.
Any masochist would be thrilled to make your acquaintance, Shara.
And my whip would be thrilled to make yours.
Maybe some other time.
It looks like the hostages are being held down below. Let's hurry.
Whoa.
Anyone have a clue what this place is? It's way too big for those bandits to have built, and it seems pretty ancient.
It almost feels like a stronghold of some sort. And I agree, this place is pretty old. I wonder if people used hidden forts like this one as hideouts back then.
As far as I've heard, the turmoil following the Great Collapse continued on for several hundred years. So it doesn't seem that strange to me that something like this is still around.
The Great Collapse?
The collapse of the ancient Zemurian civilization which existed more than 1,200 years ago. It's said that a huge natural catastrophe wiped them out.
Oh, you mean like Professor Alba said before.
I'll tell you what though, for being a place this hard to find, someone's got some seriously bad taste in hideouts. Not to mention there are all sorts of monsters lurking around in here too. I wonder if this is how all men like to live.
Shara.
Just what kind of men are you hanging out with?
What's this?
A vacuum?
I'm guessing it's an orbital vacuum. It looks like the newest model, so it's probably stolen.
Interesting, huh? What's this? There's something stuffed inside.
It's a quartz! Or not. A black notebook.
A notebook?
Yup, that's what it looks like to me. But what's something like this doing inside a vacuum?
It's probably something important. Let's hold on to it just in case.
Yeah, good idea.
Russian!
Who are you guys supposed to be? Bracers? How'd you get in here?
It looks like the hostages are being held in the room just beyond here. I think it's time you surrendered quietly, or else.
Don't kid yourself! Let's get him!
Let's get him.
What's going on out there?
It seems a bit loud for just an internal squabble.
I don't see my dad here!
Is everyone alright?
We're with the Bracer Guild, and we've come to rescue you.
Seriously? We're saved?
We've taken care of the guards, so you don't need to worry about anything for the moment.
Really?
We've been saved!
I'm Grant, captain of the airliner Lind. I don't know how to express my gratitude for what you've done for us here today.
You can thank us after we've gotten you out of here. By the way... Huh?
It doesn't look like he's here.
Who?
Are these all the hostages?
Yes, that's correct. This is everybody who was on the Lind, including crew and passengers.
That can't be right.
Wasn't there a man by the name of Cassius Bright on this flight? He's a member of the Bracer Guild.
Cassius Bright. I do seem to remember hearing that name somewhere.
Captain? Isn't he that passenger? You know, the one who got off right before we left.
Really?
Right. Now that you mention it, there was one passenger who did get off.
What do you mean?
Well, there was this one passenger who disembarked the airliner right before we took off. A man who had been on board since the Royal City, and he did seem to have such a name, if I remember correctly.
What? But his name was on the passenger list.
Well, since he got off right before we departed, there wasn't any time to document the changes.
The plot thickens indeed.
This would have been handled had we arrived in Roland, but we were attacked by the Sky Bandits en route, and things were left as they were.
Huh? So that's what happened, huh? I thought it would have been awfully strange if Dad had been captured by the Sky Bandits.
Well, it looks like our question has finally been answered.
How ironic.
Now, wait a minute. Then, just what is Dad doing? With something this big going on, why hasn't he contacted us?
Calm down, Estelle. I know you're as curious to know as I am, but thinking about it now isn't going to get us anywhere. Our focus needs to be on securing the safety of the hostages.
Okay, you're right. I guess I'll just have to forget about it for now.
Listen up, everyone. We are now going to go after the Sky Bandit leaders and arrest them. I know how you all must feel, but I need you to sit tight a little longer.
We'll be waiting here. Good luck.
Well, if that's the case, we'll prepare for the worst. Our lives are in your hands. In other words, don't let us down.
Leave everything to us.
Oh no. Oh, okay. There you go. Nice. That's gonna be our way back.
This was a secret door?
That's quite the neat little trick there. I wouldn't expect anything less from a secret fort.
This looks like it's a corner of the Nebel Valley. Shara, should we help the hostages escape first?
No, we need to take out the Sky Bandit boss first.
Okay.
If we are attacked while attempting to escape, there's no way we'll be able to protect that many people.
True.
Oh, that's true.
Well, then how about we get back in there and have a face-to-face chat with the gentleman running this fine operation?
Is this?
Yep.
So, the Queen's gonna pay out the ransom, is she? Now we can finally say goodbye to this meager living.
Don't get careless, bro. We haven't got the money in hand yet.
Yeah, and we'll need to decide on a plan on how to let the hostages go.
Let the hostages go? Now hold on a minute. Why do we have to bother with that? Once we get our mirror, we'll just kill them all and be done with it. We've no need to leave them alive.
Don!
You're joking, right?
They know exactly what we look like, remember? Even if we left Liberal for good, we could still be tracked, right?
But there are old people and kids among them. Do you really intend to kill them all?
I swear, no matter how old you get, you never grow up. This isn't playtime, get it?
I'm sorry to say this, bro, but I'm against killing the hostages too. Adios will never forgive us if we do that. And I don't want to get our home back with Mira staining the blood of innocent people.
Kyle, since when did you become the boss around here?
Huh?
I think it's about time you learned your place.
Oh my goodness.
Who cares about our old home? With this kind of mirror coming in, what could you possibly want with our old worthless land? Ha! We're gonna go blow all this cash somewhere near the southern resort and enjoy the good life for a while.
What did you say?
Once we've run out of Mira, we'll just hijack another airship. This is going to be the future of the Kapua Sky Bandits.
Don, what's happened to you? What in Adios' name has happened to you?
Sorry to interrupt, but could you have your little family feud later?
You again?
Bracers! Why are you here?
How can you say something so heartless? Especially after you gave us a lift here in your own airship.
Impossible. What are you talking about? It can't be.
You had your airship sitting in front of Amberl Tower, right? We just slipped in when you weren't looking and hid in the cargo hole. In other words, we stole a ride from the bandit. Ha ha! Take that!
For dimwit, you've really outdone yourself this time.
Who are you calling a dimwit? You two-faced tomboy?
What'd you just call me? You bimbo! Airhead brute!
Just try and say that again!
All right. Enough of the bickering between you two. We've liberated the hostages and defeated the other members of your group. So it looks like all that's left is you three.
In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby placed under arrest. It would be best not to resist.
Man.
Crap.
Same, Kalandra. Hi, Kalandra. How you doing? Happy weekend.
Kyle, Josette, what is the meaning of this?
Sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, Don.
That's okay. I'll forgive you just this once. Once I kill them, that'll be that.
What?
What a bunch of fools you are! To think with that pitiful number of people that you could ever capture Don Kapua!
Look at how effortlessly he handles that orbital cannon!
Kyle, Josette, it's time to hunt some game. And I like my sport bloody.
Oh my.
These guys are tough. So, this is the strength of a bracer, huh?
Crap! How can I lose to this girl?
And that's how it's done. Have you learned your lesson yet?
Now that this has been settled, I'm going to ask that you surrender nicely. Any more trouble out of you, and, well, you know what'll happen, right?
Yikes! No, anything but that!
Why me? Why do I have to go down like this?
Oh, what's going on? Oh, I hurt all over. And when did I get an orbital cannon?
What the fuck?
What the heck?
Bro?
Don?
Oh, Josette, are you back from Roland already?
What is happening to this guy?
If you're back this quickly, then I guess things didn't work out, huh? Don't try to cover it up. If you had enough, then how about leaving the breadwinning to us men? We, probably won't be able to earn a whole lot, but be patient.
Don, what are you talking about?
Did you hit your head, bro? Josette came back from Roland like forever ago. I went to pick her up right after we attacked the airliner.
What? Attacked an airliner? What's all this crazy talk? We'd never do something like that.
What is this guy talking about?
I don't think he's trying to cover his butt. I think he really doesn't know.
Come to think of it, who are these strangers? Don't tell me they're the new recruits.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but we're not. We're with the Bracer Guild.
Huh? What are a bunch of bracers doing up here?
This guy's completely lost his marbles.
Ha ha ha. What an interesting turn of events.
Whether you've forgotten or not, you're still under arrest. You're charged with hijacking an airliner, hostage taking, demanding a ransom, and other such offenses.
Hijacking an airliner, hostage taking, and demanding a ransom? Kyle! Josette! Tell me this is some kind of joke!
Don!
I think that's my line. But, thanks to you, bro, we've got a chance to escape!
God dang it. Here he again.
Not again.
Hey!
Kyle!
We'll talk about this later. Let's just focus on getting out of here.
I'm never going to get the smell of this out of my hair.
Let's hurry and get out of this room!
Not Olivier's hair.
They went up. They're going to try and escape in their airship.
Ha!
After tracking them this far, we can't let them get away. We've got to catch them.
Understood.
What the fuck?
I made it out alive. Oh, what a tragedy this has become. Oh, my delicate nasal cavity.
Hey, Olivier! You better hurry, or we're going to leave you behind.
Ah, wait for me!
Huh?
What's this?
Oh shit, the army's here.
Ugh, how'd the army find out about this place? That liar. Things weren't supposed to go down like this.
Hey, get your dirty mitts off of me!
Hey! What's going on here?
So, those are the ringleaders of the Sky Bandits? I'm surprised there's such a young woman, too.
How about you shut your yap and start taking some good pictures? What are the chances of getting another scoop like this?
Richard!
So, how about it, Niall? Is this enough to help you write a decent article?
You bet it is. I'm really grateful that you took us along. Oh, and would you mind if we took a picture of you while we're at it?
What do you think, General Morgan?
Do as you like. This plan was successful thanks to your genius. In all honesty, this is truly something to boast about.
No. This was just the result of the accuracy of the Intelligence Division's analysis. And thanks to the cooperation of those of you standing over there.
What?
That's right.
What are you guys? I mean, how the heck? What's going on? Exactly.
It's you kids again.
Hey, look, it's Estelle and Joshua!
Braces! Why are you here?
Just for the record, I'll tell you. We infiltrated this place one step ahead of you. Again. And the entire hideout has been subdued.
We chased the fleeing Sky Bandit leaders up this way, but I never would have guessed that the Royal Army's patrol ships would be waiting.
Once again, you've overstepped your bounds.
Deal with it.
With all due respect, General, it was because of them that our military strike saw this level of success. Therefore, shouldn't we in turn recognize their achievements?
Do as you wish. I'll leave the rest up to your discretion. I'll return to the ship and see what information I can get out of these Sky Bandits.
Very well, General.
That old man's as stubborn as ever.
He's not a bad person. He just lacks a little flexibility. That aside, where are the other Sky Bandits and the hostages?
The other lackeys should just be lying all over the place unconscious. And as for the hostages, we have them waiting in the same room they were imprisoned in.
I see. You have done this nation a great service. Please, leave the transportation of the hostages and cargo to us. Let's move, Captain Amalthea.
Yes, Colonel.
Yeah, wait for me, Colonel! I'd really like to interview you kids, but this time the Colonel is top priority. But if we have another opportunity, I'd appreciate doing one with you too.
See you later, Estelle, Joshua.
My. You had your whole shining moment uprooted and stolen just like that.
You got that right.
Don't let it bother you, Estelle. The Bracer's role has always been that of the unsung hero. So, there's no real reason for us to stand out.
That sounds about right, yeah. Dad always made a point of staying in the background, too.
Really? I never noticed. Where is Dad?
I guess that's one problem we've still got to figure out. Where is Dad now? What is he doing? And why hasn't he tried to contact us?
It looks like there's nothing left for us to do here. In the meantime, let's get back to Bose and report what happened with the incident. We'll try and figure out what to do about your dad after that.
I really appreciate all your hard work. It appears my impression about you is right. I knew that you would come through and bring closure to this incident.
Yeah, but the army took off with all the glory, so I don't know if we could exactly say that we solved the case.
No, that's not true. If you hadn't been there, I don't know if the army's raid would have been so successful. Backed into a corner as they were, the Sky Bandits may very well have harmed the hostages.
Agreed. Everything worked out because you infiltrated their hideout and took them out ahead of time. You should be proud of what you've done.
You really think so?
It's true that the hostages were freed and the Sky Bandits arrested, but it's a bit vexing to know that there are still some unanswered questions left.
The men who appeared at the Valeria Lake shore, and the mystifying attitude of the leader of the Sky Bandits. I think we should consider that there's a lot behind this incident that we don't know about.
Well, I guess we'll have to leave that part up to the Royal Army to figure out. With all the culprits being detained by them, there's really not much left we can do.
Anyway, we should just be glad that all the hostages came back safe. Thanks to the news about the arrest of the Sky Bandits, things are returning to normal here in town. As a token of my thanks, I've added a bit of a bonus to your reward.
Really, are you okay with that?
Of course I am. I'd like to thank you too, Olivier.
Ha! I just hope that my work was worth the price of that grand Chardonnay.
Yes, in fact, there was change to spare. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if anything else comes up, I'd greatly appreciate your help again.
Good day.
Wow, nice that someone appreciates us.
I'm sure that if the incident had gone on any longer, it would have caused much more confusion. It's probably only natural that the mayor is as happy as she is.
Now I'm starting to feel all giddy inside. I don't think a bracer could be any more happy knowing that her work helped out a bunch of other people.
If you say so. But I think it's safe to say that you're no longer greenhorns. Honestly, the two of you really surprised me this time.
You think so?
At any rate, please accept your assessment and pay for clearing up the incident.
Noise.
Here's the pay the mayor was talking about. It's a very, very nice sum. And this is from me.
Isn't this a recommendation from the Bose branch?
Is it all right to give this to us so soon?
Of course! It would be downright rude of me not to recommend you after resolving such a big incident. Please accept it.
Thank you, Lugran.
We'll work hard so that we don't bring any embarrassment on this recommendation.
Great work, you two.
Of course.
I'm sure your father would be extremely pleased if he heard the news.
Sure.
You're probably right.
I wonder what on earth Cassius could be doing right now. Not contacting the guild is one thing, but not contacting his family is a completely different matter.
Yeah, it's definitely not like him. After he suddenly disembarked from the airliner in Bose, I wonder where he could have gone.
Excuse me, please.
Aren't you the receptionist from the landing port? What's the matter?
You see, we recovered some of the cargo stolen by the Sky Bandits, and among some of the pieces were a number of parcels addressed to the Bracers Guild. So, I'm here to deliver one of them today.
I appreciate you doing that. But wait a minute. Why is there something addressed to this branch when the airliner left Bose to begin with?
It's actually addressed to the Roland branch, but aren't Cassius Bright's family members here?
What?
That's us, but...
Oh, perfect. We contacted a Roland branch and they said you could come here. Here you are. This is the parcel.
This letter. Yep, it's in Dad's handwriting. It's addressed to Joshua and I at the Roland branch.
It seems as if he just scribbled it out before he got off the airliner. I guess Dad did intend on getting in contact with us after all.
Oh.
Well, that's good to hear. So that parcel is from your dad too?
No, this one looks like it was sent to my dad by someone else. Huh, that's odd.
Yeah, the sender hasn't written their name anywhere.
Okay, my business here is done, so I'll be on my way. Oh, and one other thing. Good job helping arrest those Sky Bandits. You Bracers sure do excellent work.
And to think that a clue about your father would be mixed in with the airliner's cargo. Feel free to use the lounge upstairs to read his letter, if you'd like.
Thanks, Lugran.
Huh. Well then, let's have a look at the contents, shall we?
Do you mind telling me what you're still doing here?
Let him!
It's just plain and simple curiosity, that's all. Why did your father disembark the airliner prior to its departure? Were I forced to wait around for an answer, the question would stick in my mind so I'd never be able to sleep at night.
And you're telling me this because...
I don't know, just because he came out of nowhere and he's just muddling in everything. It makes sense. Just some stranger just wanting to hang around them. And then he hits on Joshua and Shara.
Oh, how heartless and cruel can you be to a companion who has traveled alongside you? And just who is it you have to thank for being able to infiltrate the Sky Bandit's hideout, I wonder?
All right, already.
You can be a rather obnoxious fellow, I hope you know.
I guess we don't have much of a choice. However, depending on the content, we may have to ask you to leave, okay?
Huh, of course. I understand.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
Dear Estelle and Joshua, I'm sure you're probably about finished with the jobs I left for you, right? I'm also sure there are many things you'll have trouble with in the beginning, but take each one step at a time. I know you both can succeed. Anyway, it turns out that I've had a little trouble with my own work, and unfortunately it looks like I won't be able to make it home for quite some time. Please don't expect my return until after the Queen's birthday celebration. I'm really sorry that things turned out like they did, but you should be grown up enough not to be lonely while I'm away. So until I get back, I'll leave it up to the both of you to decide how you want to live. You're free to continue working in Roland, or you're free to pursue qualifying as a senior bracer. Your 16th year is a vintage time in your life, so make sure not to waste it. Please give my regards to Sherazard and Aina. Cassius Bright.
That seems like the type of letter your father would write. It touches lightly on things, but it's full of consideration toward the both of you.
Yeah.
It looks that way.
The Queen's birthday celebration, is it? From what I've heard, that's still a ways off.
Yep, it's about 2 or 3 months away, which means this would be the perfect time to take a small trip. I really wonder where your father is and what he's up to.
Forget about that, and let's focus on what's in that package. With an unknown sender, there's bound to be something interesting inside.
Or something dangerous.
To be honest, I'm pretty curious myself. But we shouldn't be opening things that are addressed to my dad.
Why don't you think of it this way? It was a package delivered by an unknown sender about the time your father disappeared. The two might be related, you know.
That's true.
Olivier, don't coax Estelle into doing something to satisfy your own curiosity.
Actually, though, Olivier does have a good point. Instead of leaving it until our dad comes home, it might be worth looking into.
Okay, let's check it out.
Oh shit. Shiny black hemispheric device. Single memo with the item.
Ooh, what's this supposed to be?
Ooh.
It's an orbment, although I'm not sure what it's used for. Let's see what the memo says.
I was able to secure the item the aforesaid group was carrying, so please take care of it. Please ask Professor R to do an analysis of it when you find an opportunity. Signed, K.
That's it?
Yep, it looks like the sender didn't write anything else. Shara, do you have any idea who K or Professor R might be?
I hate to say this, but I don't have a clue for either. Your father's pretty well known, so there's a possibility these people could be foreigners too.
If this is the only thing we've got to go on, then honestly, I'm about ready to throw in the towel. What the heck is this black orb mint anyway?
From the shape alone, it doesn't look like anything intended for general use, although it feels a little similar to a battle orb mint.
Even so, it's still quite different. A normal battle orbment has slots in which to install quartz, but this one has none. Maybe this one is an artifact.
An artifact?
Precisely. An artifact is an orbment created by an ancient civilization, Artifacts are the models for all ornaments produced today. They're still occasionally discovered in ruins, and for the most part, the Septient Church has custody over them. They're a type of antique, so to speak.
But this one doesn't appear to be that old. It looks to me like it was made recently.
You're right about that. However, this one almost seems like a black market item.
Jeez. Now look what's happened because of my good-for-nothing dad. Doesn't he know that we're all worried about him?
Estelle.
Now, he's getting some sketchy item from an unknown sender. What in the world has my dad gotten himself into this time?
Estelle.
You know, Estelle, I've been thinking, how about we continue our journey?
Huh?
Joshua?
That's what Dad wrote in his. He said, or you're free to pursue.
Yeah, he did say that, but...
We've already managed to get recommendations from Roland and Bose, right? All that's left are Rouen, Zeiss, and Gronsel. Only those three. If we do jobs as we travel around to these other regions, we just might hear something about where Dad is or what he's doing. I think we're just worrying ourselves for nothing, considering Dad's skills. And there's also the possibility that he may have even traveled abroad. But I think getting off our own duffs is a lot better than just sitting around and waiting. And we just might be able to find this Professor R, too.
Joshua?
What?
You're a genius!
Estelle? What are you talking about?
This is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or maybe even 10. Sometimes I hate you for being so smart.
So, should I consider that a yes?
Yes.
Oh, is it ever? Yes, yes, triple yes. Training to be senior bracers as we travel around Liberal, and exposing what that no-good middle-aged man has been doing in the process.
I think you're somehow missing the point.
It looks like she's back to her old self.
Haha! I guess that's settled then.
Well, take care. I'm going to head back to Roland now. That said, I'm still a little worried about you two. Are you sure you don't want me to come along?
Give it a rest, Shara. We'll be fine.
What? She's not gonna come with us?
The whole reason we're going on this trip is to become senior
God.
racers. We wouldn't be training anymore if you came with us.
Oh, two of my AoE people are leaving.
And if you didn't go back, the Roland branch would have a hard time managing things. Don't worry about us. We'll figure out a way to get things done.
Well, if you insist. It's pretty rare for someone your age to be aiming for senior bracer status, so don't overdo it. And if you run into any trouble, contact the Roland branch, you got it? I'll come running no matter where you are.
Sure. Thanks, Shara. And the same goes for you. Don't get yourself too liquored up. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
All right. I'll watch the number of drinks.
Ah! Never fear, dear children. You can count on me to protect fair Shara.
And why are you headed to Roland? Not to mention with Shara.
That's because I've tasted all there is to taste of the local dishes here in Bose. And I thought it was about time I turned my attentions toward another region. As for Roland's cuisine, I've heard the produce is just to die for. So that's what I'm looking forward to next.
That's pretty much it. He says he wants me to introduce him to a nice restaurant and some lovely vegetables, or some such nonsense. Since he's so persistent, I only agreed to him coming along under the condition that he goes drinking with me at the bar.
Oh no.
We'll never see him alive again.
Olivier, I really hope you understand what you've promised her.
Ha! I could die for the likes of fine women and food. Part of me longs to be by your side as you continue your journey, Joshua. But after many agonizing hours of consideration, I've decided to accompany fair Sherazade instead.
After many agonizing hours. Consideration.
I think I'll be better off with you a safe distance away from me.
Well, have fun, but I'm warning you. Don't you dare make any trouble in Roland. You hear me? And here's another piece of advice. When Shara's at the bar, watch out. That's when the gloves come off. I'm seriously not joking when I say you should beware.
How dare you speak to your mentor like that, Estelle? And besides, Ina's coming along too.
Yeah, and she's even worse than you.
The gloves come off, huh? Is that perchance what you and Estelle were talking about before?
Yes. Estelle said it best, though. It was nice knowing you.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
The Roland-bound airliner will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now.
Well, Oli boy, it looks like it's time for us to leave. Come on now, we'd better hurry and get on.
Shara, wait, can we talk this over? I'd really appreciate it if I had just a little more time to think things through.
Surely you're not getting cold feet already. If you consider yourself a man, then quit acting like a ninny.
See you later, Shara! Give our regards to everyone in Roland!
Have a wonderful trip, you two!
Man. Back to just us two again. Boo. I miss Olivier already.